Real estate is one of the most relationship-driven businesses out there, and one of the quickest ways to build those relationships is by going to dedicated networking events. These events can be great opportunities to make connections that can ultimately lead to internships or full-time jobs, but how you approach each event is going to have a huge impact on the value you get out of attending, especially when it can often feel like everyone already knows everybody else the minute you step in the room. So to make sure that you are taking advantage of a real estate networking event as an opportunity to advance your career, land a new job, or even meet a potential new investor or capital source, in this video, I wanted to walk through my 3 biggest pieces of advice to get the most out of a real estate networking event and what you can say and do at these events to turn the relationships you build into long-term opportunities. So successfully navigating a real estate networking event can be one of the best ways to build relationships quickly and ultimately advance your career. And even though a lot of people would rather go to the dentist than talk to a room full of strangers for 2 hours, if you want to level up in the industry as quickly as possible, networking is really a necessary evil in order to make that happen. And just like anything else that's tough but also worth doing, the hardest part of networking is usually taking that first step, especially when you don't already have a huge network to begin with. So if you walk into a networking event and don't know what to do first, my first piece of advice on this list is designed to get the ball rolling in a way that helps you build momentum and gets things started in a slightly less intimidating way, and that is to begin the event by approaching individuals or very small groups and just introducing yourself. As much as you might feel overwhelmed or worried about navigating social situations throughout the night, you are not going to be the only one feeling that way, and other people who are feeling nervous or shy will usually be the ones you'll see scrolling aimlessly through their phone, pretending to write an email, or sticking only with the people they came to the event with in the first place. So to get the ball rolling and start meeting new people, one of your first tasks of the night should be to scan the room for both individuals standing alone, pretending to look busy, and small groups of just 2 to 3 people that look like they may have run out of things to talk about. Unless someone is responding to an urgent email on their phone, which actually happens pretty rarely, people who are alone at events are usually the ones feeling nervous about going up to someone new and introducing themselves. And just by taking the initiative to walk up, extend your hand, and say hello, you'd be surprised at the sense of relief that many people will show when you are the one that starts the conversation. And similar to individuals standing alone, if you see a group of 2 to 3 people standing together in silence and looking around the room, this is also usually a pretty good indicator that there's an opportunity here to start a conversation. People from the same company will often end up at the same event together, and people who know each other already will also tend to stay together when they feel nervous about approaching new people. But with that said, most networking events and conferences are not cheap, and most people come to these events with the honest intent to make new connections rather than just spending a couple more hours with their coworkers. So by introducing yourself to a group, this can often break things up in a really good way and get the conversation flowing again with multiple different people. And as an added bonus here, by joining a group, you're now also more likely to be approached by other people that may already know one of the people that you're talking with, increasing your chances of being introduced to even more potential connections without you having to do any of the heavy lifting. Now, when you're ready to jump in and start introducing yourself to people, the next logical question becomes, what do I say to both start and continue a conversation at one of these events? And this leads me to my next recommendation on this list, which is to focus your conversations as much as possible on asking leading questions and listening more than talking. Simple questions like, what do you do, where do you work, and what are the big projects you're focused on right now are all great ways to break the ice and can get people excited about having a conversation with you. Most people love talking about themselves, and if someone's passionate about their work, talking about the deals or projects they're working on right now can be a really enjoyable experience for them, and at the same time, a great learning experience for you. And while work-related topics are usually a great way to get the conversation started to really build a connection, people in these situations also tend to underestimate the importance and power of just treating people like humans and friends within a professional setting. If you ask people things like whether or not they live in the area, where they grew up, how long they've been in the industry, or where they went to college, you can take the conversation to an entirely different level and build a much stronger relationship than you would have if you kept things exclusively focused on work. Finding out that someone knows a friend of yours from college, or that you both grew up in New York, or that you've worked for the same boss and can share war stories with each other can all be great ways to build a stronger connection and really a friendship. And in the long run, these are going to be the kinds of relationships that lead to opportunities throughout your career. Conversations like this also increase the likelihood of continued interactions with this person in the future, which leads me to my final recommendation on this list, which is to find a way to keep in touch as your most valuable conversations are coming to a close. Not everyone you meet at an event will be worth following up with, but for the people that you could see yourself working with in the future, you need to find a way to keep the conversation going even after the event has ended. This can involve something as simple as giving someone your business card and asking for theirs, or sending them a LinkedIn request on the spot in order to stay connected. And from there, this will give you the opportunity to then follow up after the event with an email or LinkedIn message just saying that you enjoyed the conversation and would love to stay in touch. And if this is someone that you really want to build a relationship with, getting someone's contact information also gives you the opportunity to then invite them to grab lunch or coffee to continue the conversation and discuss potential ideas to work together in the future. It's also important to keep in mind that real estate is a very small world and people's careers evolve over time. So if you think that you may be able to help someone else right now, even if they can't necessarily provide an immediate benefit to your own career, continuing the conversation anyway can often be a really good idea. Young, inexperienced people in the industry today eventually turn into experienced, successful professionals down the road, and these people will remember the individuals that took the time to help them along the way. I distinctly remember all the people who were generous enough to take the time to talk to me when I was first getting started in my career and had very little to offer in return, but now, 10 years later in some cases, when some of these people have come back around and asked for favors or advice on their own situations, I am more than happy to help out in any way I can. In my experience, good karma is a very real thing in both personal and business relationships, and what you give eventually comes back to you. So if you feel like you could be of service to someone else, assuming you have the capacity to make a conversation happen, helping out when you can will often help you in the long run. Overall, networking events can be some of the best places to build relationships that can help you progress throughout your commercial real estate career, and I hope this was helpful in coming up with a game plan for how you can get the most out of the next event you attend. And if you want some more personalized help and guidance on building your network, searching for jobs, and ultimately breaking into the commercial real estate industry, as always, make sure to check out our all-in-one membership training platform, Break Into CRE Academy. A membership to the Academy will give you instant access to over 120 hours of video training on real estate financial modeling and analysis. You'll get access to hundreds of practice Excel interview exam questions, sample acquisition case studies, our entire library of pre-built acquisition, development, and waterfall models for multifamily, industrial, office, and retail deals, and you'll also get access to private one-on-one email-based career coaching if you're looking to break into the business and want some additional guidance and feedback along the way. And if you like this video and want to see more content on this channel on building your commercial real estate career, make sure to hit the like button to let me know, and let me know in the comments any strategies you use at networking events to make these worthwhile. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more videos like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next video.